Good morning, my dear students. Welcome once again to the Google Classroom. Let's begin with the first lesson, Who Did Patrick's Homework? Open your textbooks and be ready. The story, Who Did Patrick's Homework, is written by an American writer, Carol Moore. She has written a lot of children fiction stories. Now, let me just ask you a question. Do you like to do homework? Well, for some of you, homework might be really an enjoying work. But I'm sure for most of us, it is a very boring task. We do not like to do homework. The reason for it is that we feel that homework takes away our time of playing and enjoying our life. But do you think that homework can be beneficial to us? Is there any use in doing homework? Let's find out answers for this question through this story. In this story, we have a boy named Patrick. Patrick did not do his homework. He hated doing homework. Instead, he played outdoor games like hockey and badminton. He also liked to play video games like Nintendo. His teachers and elders used to tell him that without doing homework, he would become a fool, ignoramus, they called him. But still, Patrick refused to do his homework. He simply hated doing homework. One day, a very amazing thing happened in Patrick's life. He noticed that his cat was playing with a little doll. Immediately, Patrick grabbed that doll from him, took that doll from him. But to his surprise, he found that it was not a doll. In fact, it was a man of the tiniest size. He wore a woolen shirt and trousers of old fashion. He also had a hat similar to the hat that witches wear. Now you might have seen in cartoons and movies, witches wearing long pointed hat. So this little man was also having a long pointed hat. He also had some magical powers. You see, he was called an elf. Elf means a man of tiny size with magical powers. Now, on seeing Patrick, the elf started talking to Patrick. He was actually yelling at Patrick. Yelling means shouting at Patrick. What was he yelling? He said, save me, please. Save me, the cat is going to eat me up. Save me from this cat. And if you save me from this cat, I will grant you a wish. You can ask me for something and you will get it done. Now that was something really very good. Patrick started thinking. Good idea. Let me make this elf do something for me. Patrick thought, and Patrick said, I want you to do my homework. That was the thing that Patrick asked. He said that there is 35 more days for his school to end. Last term to end, there are 35 more days, and he wanted the elf to do his homework for him for this 1 month. And Patrick said if he did that, he would save the elf from the cat. The elf did not like that idea because, like most of us, the elf also did not like to do homework. But he had made a promise. He told Patrick that he would help him do the homework. But he was very angry and his face wrinkled like a cloth put in a washing machine. When you put a cloth in the washing machine and when you take it out, it is fully crumbled. So the face of the elf was also crumbled. And he was very angry. And when you're out with anger, what do? You kick and you punch. So the elf also started doing it. He started kicking his legs and he started punching and he pursed his lips. What do you mean by pursed his lips? This. Close your lips together, because he was wanting to shout and scream. So he showed all these actions in anger, and then he said, I don't like to do homework, but then I've given you a promise, so let me do it. And then they started doing Patrick's homework. Now, you might think that all the problem ended here. But actually, that's when the real problem started. The reason is that the elf did not know to do the homework. He hasn't gone to school and he hasn't studied anything. So he did not know how to do the homework. He always needed Patrick's help to do the homework. When there was an English homework to do for reading and writing, he would tell Patrick, go take the dictionary and come. I don't know how to read and write. The words are so difficult here. Give me the meaning of the words. Take a dictionary and come. And Patrick would run and take a dictionary, find out the meanings and tell the elf. And when the maths homework came, he would tell Patrick, I don't know the tables of 9s and 8s and 7s and 6. I don't know. I cannot do division and multiplication. Find out the problems and solve it for me, and I'll write down the answers. Now Patrick had to sit down and do all the calculations so that the elf can write the answers. The same thing happened with science and social studies and history. The elf kept on shouting louder and louder and louder. He said, I don't know what is written here. Go bring books from library. Go fast. Bring books from library and find out the explanations for this and tell me, explain it to me, teach me. Then I will write the answers. Patrick was so fed up. He was working harder and harder. Now he did not have time for anything because the elf was such a nag. Nag means disturbing. He was shouting at Patrick, and Patrick had always to keep working harder. Patrick did not have time to sleep. He was sleeping late. He was keeping all night. He was keeping all night means he was sleeping late. And when he came to school the next day, he was so tired that his eyes was puffed. Meaning, puffed means swollen and red. When you do not have proper sleep, your eyes becomes red. So his eyes was also red and swollen, and he cannot see anything properly because his eyes was going drowsy and drowsy. Patrick was having a tough time. Now, it was the last day of the school. Thank God. What happens on the last day of the school? Yes, the results are out. It was open house for them. Patrick took his parents to the school. They went to school together. And what was the agreement made between the elf and Patrick? The elf and Patrick made an agreement that elf would do Patrick's homework for 35 days, and after that the elf was free. So now the elf realized that he is free, and he escaped from the back door of Patrick's house. He ran away. Thank God, no more homeworks, elf thought. And then Patrick went with his parents to the school. To his surprise, wow, what results he had. All A grades. His friends were amazed. The lazy boy, the boy who was always getting shoutings from teacher, beating from principal. Oh my God, this boy has got all A grade. His teacher was continuously praising Patrick. Wow, what a great boy. Wonderful boy. Excellent boy. Amazing boy. Everybody was praising him. Patrick was so happy, immensely happy. So happy he became. And then, what happened in Patrick's life? Patrick thought that because of the elf's magical powers, Patrick has changed. Teachers are praising him. Friends are telling, my God, this boy. So he thought he's got some magical powers from the elf, and Patrick was completely changed. After that, he became a perfect child. At home, he used to be very, very responsible. He cleaned his room, did his chores. Did his chores means did everything what his parents told him. He was never lazy. He was always disciplined. And he went to home. He studied. He did his homeworks. He went to school. He was concentrating. He was participating in school programs. He was become a perfect child. And that created a whole new attitude in Patrick's life. So, who do you think really did Patrick's homework? Is it the elf's magical powers? I'll tell you a secret. It was Patrick who did his homework. We knew that, didn't we?